Welcome to the Prop Market. I'm your host, the Prop King, and today I have my 2024 college football week 3 prop picks and my best bets. So I have 10 great prop picks for you this week, along with 3 best bets. I have 2 over and under totals and 1 spread pick. So I have 13 great picks for you this week. It's a huge show because we're really going to capitalize on these numbers early while we still can. The market has over adjusted to the fact that some players have struggled to start off the season, and we're going to capitalize on that. We're going to take advantage of the market giving us great discounts because you're going to see a theme in this show of players who are super talented but on a discount. And I can guarantee you this will probably be the last week that we'll get these discounts for certain players. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get to last week. I went 4-6, 4 wins, 6 losses. That's 40%, not good enough. I know that. You don't have to tell me. 9-12, 43%, not good enough. You don't have to tell me. 14-17, 45% in total for college football and NFL. So go ahead and watch my NFL picks as well, but that's also not good enough. You don't have to tell me. So with all that being said, any information on this video that you like, go ahead and log in your bets. If you agree with what I'm saying, then go ahead and pick it. Like I said, keep what you like, leave what you don't. So if you like what I'm saying and you agree with it and it kind of aligns with you're already thinking, then let's go ahead and make that pick. If it's something you're like, nah, I don't agree with it, then go ahead and leave it in the chat. No problem. We'll talk about it. I don't mind. If you're saying, man, I don't agree with that pick, I fully agree with that. And we'll talk about it even in the message section. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get to my first pick, Jordan McLeod, Texas State. Average passing yards, 274. I got him projected at 301. This guy is entering this game against Arizona State, against a team that I don't think is going to let Texas State run the ball as they're used to. I think this guy is going to have to make plays, and boy, has he made plays this year, along with last year being the player of the year in this conference. From James Madison, he transferred over to Texas State, a guy with a bunch of talent. I think he's going to have, a lot of opportunities this game because, like I said, Arizona State struggles in the secondary, and I think Arizona State's going to figure out Texas State's defense that has been good so far. The total set at 58.5. I think this number is going to go over as far as the total. I think Jordan McLeod's going to go over. I like his over 244 passing yards. We're getting a huge discount here, um, almost 30-yard discount so from his average. Next guy is Thomas Castellanos. 3 Prop Kings emojis for you, as you see with him. Average passing yards is at 210. So actually his number's higher than his average. Probably say, why are you so confident in this pick? Well, he's a great dual threat quarterback. He has great numbers with limited opportunities. So he only threw the ball 10 times one game and 13 times. I don't see that happening in this game. I see him having to be a lot more aggressive and throwing the football a lot more. This guy is a guy that can do it with his legs. He can do it with his arm. It doesn't really matter with him as long as he's going to make plays. Now, with this Missouri defense, they are they have been very good, but the offense is going to be even better. I see them throwing the ball all over BC's secondary, which is going to make Castellanos make more plays. It's going to force him to do more and have a higher usage rate. So with that being said, I like his over 218 pass plus rush yards for the entire game. Next guy, not much needs to be said about this pick. If you watched the Colorado State game last year, you saw Shedeur just light up the stadium. I see a lot more of that this year. I don't see any way that Colorado can stop his 4 great receivers, and he has great accuracy. He's averaging 345 passing yards, projected him at 328. So I even have a dip from what he's doing this season, but I don't see anywhere this Colorado State team stops him. They won't run the ball much because that's just not what they do. He also has something to prove. He got taken out the last few plays of their previous game versus Nebraska. He's coming back with a chip on his shoulder, over 306.5 passing yards. I know it's a high number, but you got to understand this defense is horrible. This offense is great. Next guy is DJ Uiagalelei from Florida State. Average passing yards 233, projected passing yards 242. So I think he actually has a really good game. A lot of people are going to be looking at me like, hey, what are you thinking? Why are you picking this guy? I think he has a huge opportunity to have a really good game. DJU is a guy that's coming off a situation where he's got a lot of pressure on him. He has to win, he has to play well. Not a lot of people are giving him an opportunity here. I really think that this is the game that he figures it out. I don't love Memphis secondary. They struggle in the secondary. Um, I don't see a situation where they stop these great receivers that haven't really shown they were great from getting down the field and getting their points. This number is super low. Like I said, 30 points lower than his average, 30 yards lower than his average. Like it's over 202 passing yards for DJ Ugalele in a must win. He knows if he doesn't win, he will never play quarterback again at Florida State. Next guy is Jalen Daniels. Jalen Daniels, UNLV. Defense has been decent, but not great. Not great. I don't see them stopping this game. I see it being kind of a more of a shootout than what a lot of people believe. Some people feel like the game's going to be closer. I don't see it being too close. I see it being an up and down game where he's kind of forced to make plays. They've been very, very vanilla in their offense this year so far. If you looked at his numbers before the season, you would see that he was supposed to really, finish really high. Maybe even people had him in the Heisman Trophy type situation. He just hasn't come out and done that this year. I do see this as an opportunity versus a UNLV team for him to come out and play well. They don't have a great defense and don't have a great secondary. I see him being able to take advantage of it with three great receivers, over 218 passing yards for Jalen Daniels. Next guy is Avery Johnson. Avery Johnson, Kansas State. Average pass plus rush yards at 205. I got him at 254 projected. Thing about this is I think it's going to be a high scoring game compared to what a lot of people feel. I think it's going to be, you know, a lot up and down. I don't think it's going to be a slow game. I think Arizona is going to be able to take full advantage of this horrible Kansas State secondary. And I don't think Arizona's defense is as good as they've shown against some weaker competition. I think Avery Johnson must play better. I think he knows it. I think the whole staff knows it, and I think they're going to make sure they give him some easy plays. I got him over 243 pass plus rush yards. I think he takes advantage of his legs a little bit more and more design runs to kind of get him going. And I think he's going to take over this game. Next guy is Jalen Milroe. Um, like I said, he's sitting there with his graduation picture. He has done just enough to win this year, but I think this is going to be his breakout moment. This is going to be his shining moment right here. I don't think Alabama will be able to run the ball versus Wisconsin. They're usually pretty stout up front on the defensive line. I see them having to throw the football, and I see Wisconsin saying, "Please, Jalen Milroe, beat us with your arm. Don't beat us with your legs." So with that being said, there may be more open guys than usual. I also like this number being super low for a Heisman candidate. If you enter the season once again over 216 passing yards, you'll never see this number this low again after this week. Next guy is Hudson Card. Speaking of low numbers, average passing yards at 273. He's only had one game that he's played, so that's why his numbers seem so high. I have him projected at 206, so I have it quite a bit lower than his average, and it's still not as low as his number that they set him at. I get he's going against a Notre Dame defense, but I also think Notre Dame's going to have to open it up themselves. Their offense has been so vanilla. People are tired of it. I think they're going to have to take some chances, which is going to give Hudson Card more opportunities on the field, more usage rate. I think he's going to throw the ball upwards of 30 times this game. I don't see any way that he's not doing that. They don't have a running game similar to Colorado, so he's going to be chucking this ball around the field. He's also gotten a lot better. See a lot of empty yards for him, so I like his over 196.5. To me, this is a steal. The next guy is McMillan from Arizona. We've seen what he can do the first week, and his average receiving yards is 158 because of what he can do the first week. He didn't do so much the second week, but I still have him projected at 108. Like I said, he's gonna torch, absolutely torch this K-State defense secondary. They have no chance to stop him. They couldn't stop Tulane's receivers. How are they gonna stop probably one of the best receivers in college football? I like his over 96.5 receiving yards. Don't be alarmed. The number's high. I think he gets there pretty easy. Next guy is a guy you're talking about being undervalued theme in this show. This is Luther Burden. Coming into the season, he was probably the highest thought of projected receiver in college football. Not just me, almost everyone was saying that he's had a bad start to this season, whether it be illness, injury, or just lack of productivity. He hasn't done really well, so his numbers a little lower, which I'm going to fully take advantage of. I didn't obviously put his average receiving yards. There's no point in even putting it. I like him over 68.5 receiving yards. I think he has a huge opportunity. I think they're going to make a conscious effort to get him the football. Now I'm going to get to my three great picks I have for you. Texas State versus Arizona State. Like I said, Texas State defense, I think they've been fooling people a little bit. I think they kind of revert back to their 2023 season, how they were on defense. I like this over 58.5. I think Texas State's going to do just enough to stay in the game. Jordan McLeod's going to get him in the end zone a couple times. I like this over. Next pick is Florida State, minus 5.5. You could have got this number at 14 if you would have bet it in August. Minus 14, which is crazy. This number has dipped so bad because of Florida State's struggles. But with that being said, I don't think Memphis has the talent or ability to stay with Florida State. I like this minus 5.5 Florida State taking the win. My last pick is Kansas State versus Arizona. I like this over as well. K-State's secondary will not be able to stop Arizona's offense. I see them putting 35 points plus. I do see Avery Johnson having a better game, and I think Kansas State will be scoring as well. So I like the over 57.5 for Kansas State versus Arizona. Now recap, McLeod over 244 passing yards, Castellanos over 218, Sanders over 306, DAU over 202 passing yards, Daniels over 218 passing yards, Johnson over 243 pass plus rush yards, Miller over 216 passing yards, Card over 196 passing yards, McMillan over 96.5 receiving yards, and Burton over 68.5 receiving yards. If you enjoyed this video, if you found anything useful, please like and subscribe to the channel. Makes me want to continue to make these videos. The more interaction I get, the more positivity I get, the more excited I get about making these videos. Like I said, keep what you like, leave what you don't. If it's some information that you're like, I don't agree with, you're more than welcome to put it in a message in the comment section. I'm trying to help people win money, trying to help myself win money. I want everybody to be rich. So I think this week is going to be a great start. I will have a few more picks for you, along with I will have my NFL picks coming up very soon. So with all that being said, let's cash.